Ladies and gentlemen of the press, fellow Liberians, greetings. The Executive Committee of the Democratic People's Party, otherwise known as the DPPL, is deeply concerned about the activities of some supporters of the President of Liberia, President George M. Weah. These activities amount to serious violations of our electoral laws in Liberia. Our attention has been called to the planting of electric poles on 9th Street with inscriptions, quote, "Weah 2023. This inscription is a violation of the election laws of the Republic of Liberia, as it suggests that it is now time for political candidates and parties to begin campaign. And we know that it's not time for campaign, and we find this inscription a campaign inscription ahead of the 2023 elections. We therefore call on the National Elections Commission to ask the owner of the polls to remove the inscription that suggests that it is time to campaign in Liberia. We also suggest that a penalty is levied for this gross violation of our election laws. Ladies and gentlemen, fellow Liberians, in a recent press statement by me, made on behalf of the Executive Committee of the Democratic People's Party of Liberia, I called on the government of Liberia to launch an investigation into the activities of certain NGOs owned and operated by some Liberian citizens in Liberia and outside of the country. We have followed these NGOs and their foreign counterparts, whose strategy for raising money has been to tell lies on fellow Liberians and foreign nationals. These NGOs have lied on and have implicated some personalities in the diaspora, to include Michael Desillier, a Belgian American, Jibril Massaquoi, Moses Thomas, Aliou Kosia. Others include Moses Wright and Alexander Zina. Additional numbers of people have been victimized by the hired operatives of these NGOs. In many instances, these NGOs recruit false witnesses, and after thoroughly coaching them into what lies to tell, they release them to implicate their victims into various war crimes without any proper evidence to prove their allegations. And these NGOs include the Global Justice Research Liberia project, operated by journalist Hassan Sekou Bility. 2, Civitas Maxima in Switzerland, and that's owned by Alain Werner, a Swiss lawyer. And 3rd, there is the Center for Justice and Accountability in California, USA, and that's owned by Carmen Chuen, an American American lawyer also, and Nushan Sakirati, an American lawyer as well. It has come to our notice that Mr. Hassan Sekou Bility, a journalist, is the notorious of them all, as he is in the constant habit of recruiting to make statements in court trials in the presence of war crimes investigators. And additionally, we are concerned that these NGOs, who are the accusing institutions, become the same ones to recruit, coach, and pay witnesses to testify against those accused. This is wrong, and we ask our government to take action and stop the activities of these NGOs in Liberia. It can be recalled that a woman who now lives in the US was recruited and coached into lying on one Liberian called Michael Davis, affectionately known as Sonega Dearboy. In that case, a little boy was recruited to lie that Sonega Dearboy participated in the Liberian Civil War and he committed heinous war crimes. This allegation has embarrassed Sonega Dearboy, and we in Liberia, and especially in Grand Bassa County and in the DPPL, call on the government to investigate Hassan Sekou Bility's allegations and his NGO. We call on the Liberian government to set up a team of Liberian investigators to investigate allegations made by Hassan Sekou Bility and his NGO and partners who have accused Liberians who have never participated in any war or wars in this country. We suggest some credible Liberians who could form part of this investigative team. Number one, we suggest Councillor Samuel Kofi Woods. 2, Mr. Philibert Brown. 3, Mrs. Yusendi Martin Begai. Number 4, Mr. D. Sear Wilson. Others suggested include Mr. Daniel Roberts, Mr. Bacchus Manika Carr, Mr. Jonathan K. Wieder, Mr. Mambua James Bagoy, Mr. Washington Blay, Mr. Archie Wright, and Mr. Ramsey Wright. Other persons to include on this team of investigators are Mr. Ansu Kroma, who was a child soldier recruited by Mr. Hassan Bility and coached to lie on prominent Liberians. Secondly, Mr. Darius Tue, a witness who was planted on Hassan Sekou Bility to work with him to recruit and train false witnesses to implicate innocent Liberians, should also be included on this investigative team. It is this team who lied on Agnes Reeves Taylor and caused the British Metropolitan Police to order Agnes's arrest. We strongly encourage our government to investigate NGOs like the ones run by Musa Hassan Bility, so that citizens in Liberia who have been accused wrongly can be exonerated. We call on the government of Liberia to suspend the permits of these NGOs in Liberia until proper investigations into their activities are concluded. I want to thank the government of Liberia for the desire to want to prosecute and investigate organizations and NGOs run by Liberians here and in the diaspora to victimize others. I want to thank you, the Liberian people, for giving us an opportunity to address issues that are pertinent to the development of our country. Thank you. May God bless Liberia and save our state.